With sugar and spice and a roll of the dice, you're listening to The Dice Girls. Tied behind the house to the back of one of the stilts is Bastion.
Bastion!
Buddy!
Oh my goodness!
He starts whinnying, like in his metallic whinny when he sees you and hears you approaching, and he starts just trying to like pull on his lead and trying to get away. And you hear kind of like a small commotion coming from inside the house, and you hear a voice say, who goes there? Who's out there? What's going on?
We're here for our friend.
Yeah, who are you?
You're the one who stole the horse.
So you see coming out of the hut a really like stout looking dwarven man, and he's got like an airplane like helmet, not helmet, but like, you know, the leather like caps that aviators wore, and like some like goggles that make his eyes look really huge, like they're glasses basically that he has made for himself out of goggles. And Kai and Rhakna, you've never seen this man before. Triggus, you recognize your old friend Roke.
Oh my god! It's the Rokester. It's Roke. Roke, it's me. It's me. It Triggus Garganath, son of the sea.
Rhakna lifts. Rhakna puts Triggus down.
Roke, his eyes kind of, as you say that, his eyes get even bigger behind his little goggles. and he goes, Triggus Garganath, I haven't heard that name in a very long time. Is it really you?
It's really me. And then Triggus pulls out the bagpipes and just starts playing.
Roke immediately like rushes down the steps and runs over to you and just gives you the biggest, longest hug. He's kind of like looking you over to like, he's looking up and down, you know, kind of like walking around you, almost inspecting you a little bit. And he's like, it really is you. It really is you.
It is. And it's really you. And why did you steal our horse?
What?
You stole our friend. How have you been? Are you having hard times?
I mean, I didn't realize that was your horse. I'm so sorry. It was really my, you know, I don't have a name for them yet, actually. The little smoke guys, you know, you might have seen them. They're helping me. How are you? Are you okay?
No. No, so much is bad. There's so much bad. That one guy's missing. Can someone help me out with our friend that we're trying to find? This is Kai and Rhakna. These are my friends. Wolfric is missing. We're trying to find him. There's gems. We have gems, but we're supposed to.
We have Roke's gem, right?
We do.
Let's see.
That's the orange gemstone, and I should still have it.
Asterisk.
Should still have it.
As soon as the word gem drops out of anybody's mouth, Rhakna just reaches right in and pulls them out.
Did someone say that in character?
I think I did.
You did say gemstones too. Yeah. Okay.
While they're talking, we still have Roke's gemstone, right?
Yes, of course we do. I go fumbling and look, and sure enough, I do still have an orange gemstone. Yes, I do still have an orange gemstone.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, we found Sadie. We found Taru, Shael. We have a party going on the mainland. We just lost Wolfric. We can't find him.
Sadie and Taro were going after him.
Sadie and Taru are going after Wolfric right now. But this is so exciting that you're here. How are you normal when we have your gemstone?
Normal?
Yeah, you're because we have your soul
Yeah.
in the rock.
You have my soul?
Yes.
And he looks shocked, and he puts his hands on the side of his head, and he's like, I have been looking for that thing everywhere. I have been. Why do you think I made all these little smoke guys to go and get stuff and help? I'm trying to, you know how I like to build stuff, and Triggus, that's true. His whole life, Roke, his thing is tinkering with different materials and building things, and he engineers things. He probably made the glasses that he's wearing, and that he built this house. You would be able to recognize. And so he's saying, I knew something was wrong. Do you have your soul? Are you good?
Yeah, Triggus is fine. His soul didn't get zapped from him.
Oh, good.
He didn't take part in the ritual.
Good. That's right.
Would you like your soul back?
Yeah. I've been trying to build a new one. It's hard to build a soul,
Yeah.
The smoke guys, they keep making me, they'll bring me little things that I can tinker with here and there, and I've been trying to build a new soul, basically, and my little smoke guys thought that this beautiful horse, man, this horse is your friend?
Yes.
Do you know who built him?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, he's our friend too.
What?
Yeah.
He's brilliant.
He is, and he really misses his horse.
Oh my goodness, I can't imagine you have to take this horse back immediately.
Yeah, you almost ruined his life.
Oh no.
He might not make it. He hasn't been eating.
It's only been, everything's gonna be fine. Would you like to give Rhakna, would you like to give him his soul?
Of course, I would like to hand this gemstone over. And she does.
So Rogue kind of cups his hands together for you to kind of plop the orange gemstone into. Mm-hmm. And when you do, you're standing right there, and you can almost feel a warmth emanating from the gemstone as it comes in contact with Rogue. And this orange kind of aura washes over him. And he takes this he's holding it in front of him as if he's afraid to get too close to it. He's holding it kind of out in his hand still, and he says, I'll be right back. And he scuttles up the stairs into his little hut.
No.
That's where his hammer is.
That's where his hammer is.
He can smash it like Wolfric.
That's exactly.
Okay.
But that was hilarious.
Don't go.
Yeah, he scuttles into his house, and you hear some things moving around, some metal, and then you hear the pretty distinct noise of a small gemstone shattering, and a brilliant orange light fills the house. You can see it from the outside. It's emanating from the windows and the doorway and through the cracks in the walls. It's not perfect, and it's this bright orange light and warmth that comes out, and then almost similarly to your teleportation staff, it all kind of sucks into a little ball that you assume is now back at the core of your good friend Roke. And you hear from inside the house, I just need to sit down a minute. You guys can come in. Ooh,
So
that was a lot.
we go in.
You see on the inside, it looks more like a blacksmith than a house of any sort. And there's just little contraptions all over the place. A lot of them they appear alive. They're like moving around. They're in the shapes of all the different like forest creatures that you would expect to find. There's two things you notice about them. They all look like they're clockwork as like Bastion, but they all also look kind of ghostly, like the smoke. And so there's like little chipmunks running around, little birds flying around in there, and just little woodland construct ghostly creatures. Little tiny guys running around, and you see Roke sitting plop in the middle of the floor in a spot that he's cleared the dust away from, and he's just breathing a lot, not heavily, but deep breaths, kind of reorienting himself.
Who are your friends?
Well, they don't all have names. That was kind of my attempt to rebuild my soul. Didn't quite go as I had hoped. But they're pretty cute.
They are.
They're very cute.
I keep them around.
Is there a window on like the back of the...
Yeah.
Okay, so Triggus goes over and leans out the window and says, Bastion, hi, yeah, we didn't get a chance to talk, but this is a friend of mine that I haven't seen in a long, long time. So we'll be out in a little bit. And then he just throws a sugar cube.
To a mechanical horse.
Bastion is very happy to see you. I don't remember if he like understands. I mean, he did when you cast message, but I think that's part of the spell.
Yeah.
But he can hear from your tone that you're not panicked, and so he has calmed down quite a bit.
Good.
He can tell that it's not a danger situation.
Okay.
From your guys' reactions.
So where have you been? Have you been living on this island for a long time? How did you get here?
Yeah, that's a really good question. My memory gets a little fuzzy. Gosh, I think something weird must have happened with time because things are different. And after we tried to, Triggus do the ritual, everything is blank for a while after that. I don't remember a lot.
Hasn't it been like 50 years or something?
It's been 100.
100? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. I remember that it was some big chunk of time because Triggus is like old now.
Yeah. So Triggus, speaking of weird time, you're old.
Yeah. I had my squishy tentacle birthday.
Wow.
Yeah. You missed it. We had a party. We had cake. There were leaves tacked to the wall.
We ate some hair.
Yes.
Roke just accepts that as if like, yeah, of course he did. And you can see him like, he kind of scratches his head and does some mental math. And he says, but I'm not old. And it's been the same with all of your companions. They are approximately the age that they were when they performed the ritual.
Oh.
Yeah.
You just had a really good skincare routine going on, probably. Have you been drinking a lot of water? It looks like you're really well hydrated.
As we all stop to take a drink of water. I don't know. Time is weird. I think I missed some of it.
A lot of it.
Oh.
Like 100 years of it.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot has happened. A lot has changed. We have cell phones now.
No.
TikTok.
Rogue kind of like, he closes his eyes and he sits back for a minute and he says, I need a minute. I need a minute to process that. That's a lot of years. You said you found the others? Are they, did they miss time too?
Mm-hmm.
All of you except for Triggus.
Yeah, because Triggus wasn't in the ritual.
And Wolfric. Also,
And
sorry.
Wolfric.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew there was something there.
Yeah, sorry. Wolfric also aged.
Yeah.
Wolfric aged, but none of the rest of you did.
And that was because he did something different. I don't remember.
I'm trying to remember if you guys found that out. You found out that he preserved them, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's ringing a bell. Yeah, Wolfric preserved everyone else except Triggus.
Couldn't find Triggus. We got flung out to sea.
Yeah.
And he hid in a tree with my dad in the meantime. So
For a long time.
yeah, a long time. But we got him his soul back. And Sadie
has her soul.
Yes, and you do, and Shael. The only one, Taru. Taru's okay.
His gem just got stolen
By a ghost. Yeah.
We think it's in the Purg right now.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That's also where...
That's where they were going.
Yeah, that's where Sadie and Taru are headed. That's where I think Wolfric might be. Because that's where he told Sadie and Taru to go. So that's also where we're headed next.
Oh.
Yep. After we save our horse and of course find you.
Yes. We would have come sooner. We just didn't have any clues as to where you were.
Yeah, we ended up here by accident.
Yeah.
I mean,
because we knew, we had clues about Sadie and Taru and everybody. We knew where people were, but you were pretty well hidden.
I can see how. Yeah, I can see how that happened. I tried to be a little.
Yeah, Shael was pretty loud.
Huh, that seems unlike her.
it was in storm form.
Yeah,
if that helps.
She
That
was
helps.
tearing up the countryside.
Yep.
It sounds like you've been on quite an adventure. Are you all going back to the Purg? You're going to the Purg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to go?
It's
going to be fun. Everybody's going to be there.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
It's going to
Yeah.
be like a party.
But something's happening. Wolfric needs help. So that's why we're going.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I know you might be safer here, but we might need to get the band back together. You know.
Well, if Wolfric needs help, and it sounds like Taru might need a little help too. I mean, I'm here.
Great.
Do you have room for me?
Yes.
We have a foldable boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't say boat time.
The boat's back on the beach. Okay. I was like, wait a second, someone's backpack is about to get Oh my goodness.
So what is your favorite thing about me? Would you say? I haven't been able to ask you this in a long time.
Yeah, 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're the same as you were last time, 100 years ago, gosh, my favorite thing about you was always your curiosity.
Oh,
That's like the first step to inventing something.
it is?
Yeah, to ask a question and be curious about things and how they work and why they are the way they are. And that's a good trait to have, Triggus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, Kai, do you want to?
Let's go get Bastion.
Yeah.
Do you need any more moments? Do you need to pack up or?
I would like to. Can I bring some of my?
Yes.
Okay. I'll have to. Can I have And he starts looking around and pointing at things that are hanging kind of on the walls, and he's doing some mental calculations. And he said, "Can I have exactly 3 hours and 17 minutes?
Yeah.
Yes.
I need to build a cage to keep my little guys in because they scare other animals, and I can't just be carrying. I need something that like hides them and doesn't scare the other animals, because I wouldn't want that. I mean, that's part of the reason I'm here kind of by myself, you know, like I wanted to be safe, and I was a little afraid of what would happen if I went wandering around without a soul. So I ended up here, but yeah, so I just need to make a cage, and I have all the things. It'll just take me 3 hours and 17 minutes to do it.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, we'll go chill with Bastion.
It's a real safe island. From what I've found, everything's like, if you find berries, you can eat them. There's nothing poisonous or anything. Thank goodness. That was a lot of hit and misses. Well, hit and wins, I guess. Woo! And he starts, like, he's kind of still talking a little bit to himself, almost. And he just starts kind of roaming around his hut, gathering materials to start building his cage. I'll work I'll work for 3 hours and 17 minutes.
Okay.
Cool.
Why don't we go outside and like take a rest?
Yes.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And I need to send a message to Hector.
Oh, yes.
Do you have any more messages left?
Yeah, it's a spell.
Yeah, but it's like a spell slot.
Oh.
And I don't know if you already did it today. Was that today that you sent message to
I think
Bastion?
so. I think it's still the same day.
Was it the same day?
I don't think we've rested since we found Hector.
So I need to sleep then or something.
You're going outside to rest right now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so maybe like you can do your rest,
Okay.
and then you'll get back some spell slots, and then you
Mhm.
can send your message after your rest if you like.
Okay.
I want to untie Bastion too so he can just like roam.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
if he runs off?
I don't think he'll leave us. Not after we just found him.
Right.
Yeah, Bastion, he sticks pretty close to you guys. He's very happy to see you. He wants lots of nuzzles.
No.
He is very, very happy to see you. I guess my next question is there anything specific that you would like to do while you're resting?
Regain my hit points.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us a story?
You're the bard, Triggus.
Yeah.
Okay. Once upon a time, there were 3 friends, and they were on an adventure. And one of the friends was better than the other 2 friends because he was handsome, fish, and played music, had the best hair, and the 3 friends wound up on an island, and they thought it was going to be a spooky island. But then the one that's better than everybody, saved the day with a magical harp. And everybody was like, yay, one friend who's better than everybody. We love you so much. The other one friend. And then they all hoisted him on their shoulders and hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray. We love this fish. The beginning.
Nice.
Triggus, you do realize that Rhakna and I can't hoist you on our shoulders because we're 2 very different heights.
That would look so funny.
I think Rhakna was kneeling.
Oh, was I in the story?
I don't know. Maybe there might have been some like ring of truth to this story.
Oh, they say to write what you know. You know.
Exactly.
Would anyone else like to do anything in your 3 hours and 17 minutes of rest?
Meditate, probably.
Let's see. So, Rhakna, you start to meditate. Roll me. I'm going to let you choose between insight and religion.
Definitely religion. That has a +2 and my insight's a -1.
Oh, dang.
13, so 15.
Rhakna, while you are meditating, you can feel the familiar, almost familiar at this point. I don't know how often Rhakna meditates.
I mean, once recently, but then like there was a pretty big gap for a while there.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, fair. So you have maybe only felt this a couple times before then, but you can tell, you could tell that if you opened your eyes, you would be glowing as you meditate. You clear your mind and kind of start to like gently push away the thoughts that are floating by. And you, as you're meditating, hear a familiar voice that you know to be the voice of Shima. And she says, "Hello, my child. How are you doing?"
Hi, Shima. I don't know. I guess I'm good. I don't know really why I came to talk to you today. It's been a little while, and I mean, we got a lot of stuff going on, and I feel like I'm just all over the place. I guess I'm okay. How are you?
Nice deflection.
I am here. And it doesn't sound like one of those things where someone's like, "I'm fine," and they're really not. It's just, she is. She says to you, it has been quite a journey for you, for all of you, I imagine. Take comfort in knowing that your journey will come to a close soon. And you can kind of hear a little more of like a smile in her voice as she says, "All is not lost. Some will be. I'm sorry for the suffering both already felt and yet to come. It's part of a universal force that even I cannot control. Even world creators are bound by the unnamed laws of the universe. But I'm with you."
Can you back up a little bit there and tell me about this future suffering?
She kind of does a little small chuckle and says, "Unfortunately, revealing the future is one of those universal laws I'm not allowed to bend."
No, like hints? Or just something cryptic that I can just chew on for a few days? Or I had a friend back in one of those towns we've been to who used to tell me cryptic stuff all the time. And so I'm pretty used to that, if you could like... Or, you mentioned some laws. Any hints about that?
Just know that I am with you. I wish I could give you more than that.
I get it. I didn't think you would be able to tell me anything. I just had to try. I know that's not the point, though. Thank you, Shima. I'm glad that you're with me. Even when I go a long time without meditating, I know that you're there. I know you'll be there when I come back to see you. What do I do now? What if... Can you... This is hard for me. This is hard for me. I worry so much. So much. Will you be there when we're in the Purg?
Yes, of course.
Are you able to do anything to help us? I'll have you there with me, and I know that should be enough, but I'm getting scared. I don't know what to expect when we get there.
It is understandable and wise to feel fear in the face of great danger, which is something that you will be facing soon. I am helping in ways that you might not be able to see, but that will definitely make a difference along the way.
Okay. You know, that's enough for me to hear. Just to know that you're there and that even if I may not know it, you're helping and you're here for us.
Rhakna, it is wise to feel fear sometimes, but there is no need for panic.
You can have one without the other?
Yes, my child. It is possible through mindfulness and admittedly more meditation.
Okay, all right, I get it. I don't visit enough. I don't call as often as I should.
Sorry, Mom.
Knowing the support that you have from not only your friends in your plane of existence, but from my plane of existence and beyond, should hopefully bring you a small amount of comfort.
It does. It does. I just need to get more comfortable with how this works. You've given me a lot to think about, Shima. Thank you. Thank you for talking with me today. Will you tell Bahamut I said hi?
I will tell Bahamut that you send your greetings.
Oh, thank you. I'll call more often. Is there a direct line for? Can I have his number?
Know that he does hear each of your prayers, even when he is not able to respond tangibly. He is also watching over you.
So he heard about the sharks.
I was going to say, so if we go in the waters, we're not going to find any sharks.
Just saying, like, oh my gosh, I am so embarrassed about my last prayer. Oh, he heard that? Oh, jeez. Well, you know, I've got to work on that separating fear from panic. The next time I'm faced with the threat of sharks. Oh, you might not have known and I just told you. Oh, I'm even more embarrassed.
Is that panic I hear setting in Rhakna?
Yes. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
That's good.
Starting now.
Recognizing it is the first step.
Yes. What's the next step? Just while we're here.
It will come to you with time.
Okay. I understand. Thank you. Thank you, Shima. Don't forget to tell Bahamut I said hi. You won't. You're like present or something. Like he's probably listening. Is he listening?
Shima sounds a bit amused when she says, "No, child. Our communications are between us."
Oh, good. There's like an oath, right? You can't share. You can't. Oh, this is a
I
private.
can't violate HIPAA laws.
Yes. Yeah. Good. All right. Yeah. It's good to know you have HIPAA laws on your plane of existence as well.
One of those universal laws.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a secure channel.
Excellent. Awesome. Great. Great. It was nice talking to you, Shima, even though it might not seem like it right now. You've given me a lot to think about. I don't know how long I've been here. I should probably go. It could have been 3 hours for all I know already. I don't have a watch. I don't see a sundial in here or anything. So, or whatever we use. I'll call again soon. I'll call again soon.
It was lovely to hear from you again. I look forward to our next visit. And Rhakna, you're going to be okay. And then you slowly feel her presence kind of leave you.
Oh, and then I wake up and I'm like, shoot, I had one more question. It's fine. It's fine. Next time. And I just say all that out loud.
As you open your eyes, you can see a golden glow like slowly fading back into you.
Rhakna, you were all shiny. Again, it looked really cool. But you were kind of making weird faces and like shaking a little bit and getting all tense.
Yeah, I don't know if you're supposed to get tense when you meditate. It's kind of counterproductive.
I think that's the opposite of how it's supposed to work. Yeah. But I was talking to Shima. I told you guys about Shima, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, and she was telling me about how I shouldn't panic so much. Guys, I'll be honest, I'm a little nervous about what comes next. We have to go to the Purg, and I mean, we've only heard bad things, so.
Yeah. You've been there, Triggus. What was it like?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Because it's like different from here, and there's friends and rituals and stuff. And
somehow I think your experience is a little different to like the regular like citizen of the Purg.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. You'll enjoy it. It's going to be fun. We'll take the boat.
I'm sure we will.
I think we have to.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I can't wait.
As Triggus says, I can't wait. You hear from inside the hut, Roke kind of shouting, Eureka! And he comes bounding down the stairs holding this tinkered, put together cage. That it's quite strange, actually. The three of you can kind of see through it or inside of it as if it's a regular cage, but kind of not. There's almost like a magical veil, it looks like, over the top of it. And Roke holds it out to you and says, animals won't be able to see through it.
Wow.
That's
Neat.
fantastic.
That only took you 3 hours?
And 17 minutes. And now I'm ready to go.
We have to send a message, though, to Hector to let him know that we got Bastion.
Okay, Triggus, remember,
What?
you only got so many words. How many words?
25.
25. You have 25 words. What are you going to say to him?
What ho? This is Triggus Garganath, son of the sea. How are you? I've missed you a lot. We have Bastion. And Roke.
I have 2 more words.
What?
Hector isn't a horse. Just in case you forgot.
Right. Oh, that was my last word, I guess.
Well, you haven't sent it yet.
Oh, I get to go again?
Yeah, I was just asking you what you were gonna say.
Oh, okay.
Can you start with Bastion's okay?
And then go into your what ho?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know that it's really hard, but just getting the point across first, then you can talk to him.
Could you like hold my hand while I do it?
Yeah.
Rhakna and Kai?
We can hold your hand.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then if I start to go wrong, just squeeze my hand.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. How did I do the sending before cast the spell?
You took out a megaphone. I know this one. You took out a megaphone.
Right.
And shouted your message into it.
Yes. Okay, I'm ready. Holding hands.
That works. Okay.
Okay.
You're holding hands and a megaphone?
It's a mouthaphone. It's like you can hold it just with your mouth if you want.
Okay.
Okay. What ho?
Squeeze.
Bastion. This is Triggus Garganath.
Please. You're talking to Hector, not Bastion. For one.
Son of the sea.
Squeeze.
That's 11.
Oh.
That's 11.
Bastion is fine. And Roke
16?
is here.
And we're coming back.
We're coming back.
Yep. 3 more words.
With Bastion. Love.
Oh my goodness. So Triggus, when you send message or use sending normally, you can feel like you can tell when the message has been received. And then they have a chance to they recognize who it is and they have a chance to respond in kind immediately. You don't get the feeling of your message being received this time. And you don't receive a response.